What's going on, guys? Dr.MooMoo here, and welcome to the third annual Moo Moo Awards, an award show hosted by yours truly. This award show is meant to honor the greatest movies and shows of the year by giving them the most correct opinion on them. Now, on to the part where I make fun of all the judges, except me. One voted for Cobra Kai in every possible category he could. One voted I Saw the TV Glow as the most surprising, despite being told 1 million times that it was an incredible movie before she watched it. One who decided Hugh Grant singing Creep and Heretic now makes it worthy and eligible for being voted best song in a movie or show. And finally, one who thought the only main actor in The Boys was Anthony Starr, and not any of the titular The Boys that are the main focus point of said series. So, once again, like I say every year, if one of these awards upsets you, they voted for it. I voted for the movies and shows you liked best. Now, let's get on with the show. There's no better way to start off this celebration of last year than talking about next year. There's plenty to look forward to and be excited about in the world of movies and shows, including some we've seen trailers for, and others we know nothing or very little about. Next year might just suck though. But oh well, let's figure out what movies or shows we're most excited for of 2025. The nominees for most anticipated of 2025 are Superman,
Home. Take me home.
Wake Up Dead Man, A Knives Out Mystery, Fantastic Four, First Steps, Nobody 2, and Ballerina. And the winner of the most anticipated of 2025 is Superman. James Gunn's first movie in his new DC universe has us all skeptical yet excited. James Gunn has managed to make 4 good superhero films in the past, and so has a pretty good track record. Despite each of his hero films sort of following the same Guardians of the Galaxy layout, they all have their own unique themes within them that make them all different and unique. And based on some of what we know about this movie and his new universe, our hopes are high for us to get some consistently good DC content finally. Now, onto the stuff that actually came out this year. We'll start off with the more lighthearted one. Most surprising goes to the movie or show we, the judges, believe will be bad or downright terrible, but turned out to be good, or maybe even incredible. Last year, Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves managed to take this category home. And this year, well, actually, this category was pretty divisive, and no one could seem to come up with the same stuff to vote on. In fact, the winner only managed to get 4 out of the 15 possible points it could have earned, which is extremely low compared to the other categories. Maybe that means this year sucked, or maybe that means our judges are stupid and vote for stupid things. Who knows? The nominees for most surprising are The Fall Guy, Transformers 1,
Badassatron, which is actually pronounced Badassatron.
Wicked,
You're green.
and The Wild Robot.
We must become more than we were programmed to be.
And the winner of most surprising of 2024 is Wicked. It was a super close race since basically everything had barely any points, but Wicked just barely managed to scrape by. It seemed many of us assumed this would be a bad movie due to the terrible track record film adaptations and musicals seem to have. The movie is a bit on the long side noticeably, and none of the songs necessarily stick in your head in this version as much as maybe other musical movies do. Well, except Defying Gravity because it's freaking everywhere and you have no choice but to hear it. The singing itself isn't awful, and the CGI, thankfully, is also not awful. And other additions that make it feel unique does make this seem worthy of a movie version. Now, let's begin our acting categories, starting with supporting actor in a movie. This year had an interesting lineup of films, and many of them had a terrific supporting cast. I guess. Yeah, this year was kind of hard to choose. A bunch of actors for movies in both supporting and lead categories, because while there were many good movies, there were mostly mid films. Not even bad, just painfully mediocre. Last year, Robert Downey Jr. won this award for Oppenheimer. He also won the Oscar, but our awards is much more pristine than theirs. Well, it would be if I kicked out half of our judges. Anyway, the nominees for Best Supporting Actor in a Movie are Bridget Lundy Payne, I Saw the TV Glow.
Sometimes the pink opaque feels more real than real life.
Channing Tatum, Deadpool and Wolverine.
You know how long I've been waiting for this? Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
Josh O'Connor, Challengers.
I think maybe we're disturbed by the fact that she could have been into someone like me.
Mike Feist, Challengers.
You were incredible today.
Thank you.
I mean, it wasn't even like tennis. It was an entirely different game.
And Pedro Pascal, Gladiator 2.
Claim this city for the glory of Rome.
And the winner of Best Supporting Actor in a Movie is Mike Feist. Yeah, okay, I also don't really find him supporting, but all the other award shows at the time of this recording had him and Josh nominated in the supporting category. So, yeah, whatever. And you can't complain either, because the other option was fucking letting Channing Tatum win for Deadpool. So, just be grateful. Mike Feist, like his two other co-stars, is absolutely wonderful in this film of a romantic battle. He has great chemistry with his rival Josh, both in terms of when you believe their friendship and believe they're truly enemies, thanks to his performance. He's truly deserving of this award, even if he doesn't really feel like supporting. Continuing on with supporting actors, we have the Best Supporting Actor in a TV Show. Like with movies, this year was filled with great supporting cast and shows that helped elevate the plot and main characters of the series, while also feeling like full-fledged characters themselves, which is largely due to the terrific performances by the actors. Last year's winner was Paul Rudd for Only Murders in the Building. Yeah, interesting choice there, but whatever, I've made fun of our judges enough. The nominees for Best Supporting Actor in a TV Show are Eben Moss-Backrack, The Bear.
Richie, no surprise! Yes, surprise! Feliz cumpleaños a ti.
Harrison Ford, Shrinking.
It's rough to realize your kid knows how fragile you are.
Jacob Bortrand, Cobra Kai.
They're really going out of their way to let us know how special the captains are.
Carl Urban, The Boys.
A virus that kills soups.
Well, insanely desperate's where we are, don't you think, love?
And Yasmin Finney, Heartstopper.
When you put your hand there, all my dysphoria just hit me.
And with 14 out of 25 possible points, the winner of Best Supporting Actor in a TV Show is Eben Moss-Backrack. Backrack continues to put on a terrific performance in the third season of The Bear, developing his character further and continuing to show off his incredible acting skills. Despite serving magnificent dishes in the show, he always leaves the audience hungry for more of him, until he finally caps it all off with dessert that more than satisfies us all. He sells all the stress the show has to offer with the kitchen scenes, while showing heart and passion as we watch his character develop outside and inside the Bear restaurant, leading to him winning Best Supporting Actor in a Show. Before we continue on with the acting categories, let's talk music, starting with Best Song, and oh boy. This award is given to the song in a movie or show the judges thought was the best of the year. Last year, I'm Just Kin from Barbie won, with Peaches in second. So, I think you can understand how seriously this category is taken by our judges. On top of that, some of our judges realized there are little to no rules, and have voted for songs that existed before, but were in a movie this year. So, like whatever, I don't care anymore. Oh, also I screened the songs because I can't play them due to copyright, so be prepared and ready to just skip the entire award. The nominees for Best Song in a Movie or Show are Claw Machine, I Saw the TV Glow. I saw the TV glowing! I was in the 8th grade! Creep, but Hugh Grant sings it for 2 seconds. Heretic. But I'm a creep! I'm a widow! Flames of Disaster. Knuckles. Dad! I will fight the flames of disaster! Strike First. Cobra Kai. Starburned and Unkissed. I Saw the TV Glow. Starburned and Unkissed! And with 8.5 out of 25 possible points, the winner for Best Song in a Movie or Show is...
The flames of disaster!
Yep, I told you we take this category very seriously on this channel, apparently. Guess I talk about this song. It's funny and fun. It's got Michael Bolton. It's the best Knuckles episode. Wade Ripple dances to it, and he's the best Sonic character ever. This is probably the best way to do a character backstory that a writer has ever come up with, and it's in a show about Knuckles the Echidna, who was maybe in this episode for 10 seconds. Truly an incredible song. Next up is the best soundtrack, which focuses on a movie or show's use of music as a whole versus an individual song. From music that speaks to us literally with its words to the music that speaks to us without speaking at all, this year has had no shortage of terrific soundtracks. They help create the drama, suspense, heart, fun, and even sadness a scene may offer, and help to send that final push to make the audience feel emotions. The nominees for Best Soundtrack in a Movie or Show are Challengers.
You think that tennis is about expressing yourself, doing your thing. You don't know what tennis is.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Want to talk about what's haunting you, or should we wait for a third act flashback?
Go fuck yourself.
I Saw the TV Glow.
Man, it was a TV show.
Are you sure that's all it was?
Wicked.
Oh, I saved you some space, by the way.
Do you really think this is fair?
I do not. I was promised a private suite.
And The Wild Robot.
Home. And I am a wild robot.
And with 13 out of 25 possible points, the winner of Best Soundtrack in a Movie or Show is Challengers. This film's terrific score mirrors the film's plot and the game of tennis as a whole. A constant back and forth of vibes from suspenseful to upbeat, leaving the audience with euphoria and wondering how this magnificently crafted story will conclude. The music seems to almost clash with the sport, being such an intense soundtrack versus the sport usually seen as more aligned with a classical and elegant theme, like golf. The contrast and subversion fits with the film's story and theme, while keeping the audience engaged by the challenge between the two boys in both courts. Now we head back to our actor awards, starting with Best Lead Actor in a Show. Like with supporting, this year's shows offered a large range of terrific actors for us to choose from those talented in the dramatic landscape to those who put on a funny performance that makes us laugh. Last year, Pedro Pascal won for his performance in The Last of Us. Now, let's find out who will win this year. The nominees for Best Lead Actor in a TV Show are Iowa Debris, The Bear.
No, not sarcasm. Snark. Contempt, even.
Jason Segel, Shrinking.
I'm not fragile.
Jeremy Allen White, The Bear.
Partnership agreement, so that you can push me and I can push you.
Martin Short, Only Murders in the Building.
Tinkerbell? I do not walk that way.
Selena Gomez, Only Murders in the Building.
Charles, this shooter was focusing on your apartment.
Steve Martin, Only Murders in the Building.
Well, maybe this will unzip your lips. Can you break this? I'll give you the 20, you give me back 15.
William Zabka, Cobra Kai.
Training, Rocky IV style. Gonna chop down a tree, carry it through the snow.
Sholo Maridrania, Cobra Kai.
Sure. But you're also gonna be the reason that we go home with nothing.
And with 34 out of 50 possible points, the winner of Best Lead Actor in a TV Show is Jeremy Allen White. That's right, the Bear managed to take home both our show acting categories this year, which makes sense considering how terrific the show is, which is due in no small part to its cast and leading man, Jeremy Allen White. Like with Backrack, Jeremy manages to sell the stress of running the kitchen in The Bear, even more so since he's often the one yelling the most. He manages to act with such a level of surrealness that you forget he's acting at all, and feel for the character he plays, which is why he wins Best Lead Actor in a TV Show. And finally, to cap off our acting categories, we have Lead Actor in a Movie. And yada yada yada, a bunch of good performances this year. Same thing I said in the last 3 acting categories. You get it by now. Whoever you think should win this category probably won't win, so go ahead and get those tears ready, loser. Last year, Margot Robbie won for Barbie because 4/5 of our judges believe in and support wokeness, and the other 1/5 like the movie Reagan. Anyways, the nominees for Best Lead Actor in a Movie are Cynthia Erivo, Wicked.
It's the wizard who should be afraid of me.
Glenn Powell, Twisters.
I said if you feel it, chase it!
Hugh Grant, Heretic.
But I want you to choose which door to go through based on your faith.
Hugh Jackman, Deadpool and Wolverine.
Now get the fuck out of my bar.
Just give me one more drink and then I'll leave.
Justice Smith, I Saw the TV Glow.
What about you? Do you like girls?
I think that I like TV shows.
Ryan Gosling, The Fall Guy.
He was so dead, Gale. He was super dead.
Timothy Chalamet, Dune Part 2.
May thy knife chip and shatter.
And Zendaya, Challengers.
What makes you think I want someone to be in love with me?
And the award for Best Lead Actor in a Movie goes to Zendaya. Look at that, Challengers getting both movie acting nominees, and The Bear got both show acting nominees. Does that mean anything for the remaining categories? No, not at all. Anyways, Zendaya is terrific in this film. She plays such a complicated character that would be hard for even the most advanced actors to play. She has to be super manipulative in a way that seems so obvious to the audience, but also can't really show any emotions, or she'll lose the game she's playing, or hell, isn't really playing at all but is creating through her manipulation of the two boys. She's the game master. She's Hugh Grant's heretic, but without the psychopath behavior, well, to the murder degree. Anyways, all this is sold incredibly well and believable to the audience thanks to Zendaya's performance, which gives her this win. Hi, it's me again. So this is my mom's Arnold Vision. I'm reading off the script she gave me. So when I say my, it's her. Yeah. My honorable mention is Jason Segel from Shrinking. He does a great job showing his character Jimmy trying to cope with grief. Watching him start a new therapy treatment for his clients that he calls Jimmying allows us to see him act both comedic and dramatic. Overall, great acting and an incredible show.
For my honorable mention, I want to give a shout out to Kieran Culkin for his acting in the movie A Real Pain. I think he does a phenomenal job in this movie, playing a character who might have some flaws, but underneath it all is a big heart.
My turn, the real me. My honorable mention goes to I Saw the TV Glow. I was already out as trans for about 6 months when I watched this movie, so it didn't help me to realize I was trans or to come out like it has so many others. But it did help me to realize I made the right decision. It helped me to realize while coming out was scary, and my life now is still very scary and likely always will be, staying in the closet was a lot more horrifying and awful. This movie perfectly uses horror to teach a much needed lesson. It taught me that I made the right choice. I know I'm the real me and that I got my heart back. I know I'm no longer buried. I know that I'm me. And one more now. This time I'm my dad. This time I'm my own dad, which is weird. And also, once again, these are not my opinions. This one more so than the last one. This is definitely not my opinion. Keep that in mind. This is someone else's fault. This is my dad's fault. Anyway, I'm reading the script again. Here we go. My honorable mention will be for the movie Joker Folie à Deux. This was just as good as the first movie. I feel it only gets a bad rap because of the musical aspect, which wasn't bad at all. Was it as good as the first one? Probably not, but it's not all that far off. They just went all out with the end, and I'm sure that was to just piss people off, and it did, so that makes it even more genius when I fall for it. I should have had it bigger on my list, so I give my mention to Joker Folie à Deux. Now, with those honorable mentions out of the way, we have our big three categories, as I like to call them: worst movie, best show, and best movie. Starting with the worst movie. This year had some crazy stinkers even right out from the start, and it didn't slow down either. It consistently stayed bad. Last year, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom won this category. It was a truly great end to the DCU. Will this year be worse? Who knows? The nominees for worst movie are Argyle,
I am such a fan.
Oh yeah? What is it you do?
Espionage.
Borderlands,
Unfortunately, my design doesn't facilitate this type of...
Deadpool and Wolverine,
This Wolverine let down his entire world.
Harold and the Purple Crayon,
The real world is even cooler than I imagined it was gonna be.
Madam Web,
He was in the Amazon with my mom when she was researching spiders right before she died.
Red One,
Are you saying Santa Claus has been kidnapped?
Unfrosted,
You know Isaiah Lamb from Quaker?
You Kellogg's people.
and Venom the Last Dance. And with 29 out of 50 possible points, the winner of Worst Movie of 2024 is Madam Web. Madam Web is a masterpiece of a film. It has absolutely no flaws. Everyone knows this. Everyone loves this film. It's the Chud, Cannibalistic Humanoid Underground Dwellers of 2024. By that I mean it's a cult classic that will stand the test of times in terms of quality and remembrance. I love the part where Madame Rev turns to the camera and says, "I told you to get out my damn web." And laser beams Black Suit Spider-Man, whose power is only doing a big jump. It's really cool. My only complaint is that there was no tie-in to Morbius, which is a little disappointing. The rest of the movie is really good though, I promise, and that's why it wins Worst Movie of 2024. Now on to our last two big awards that accumulate everything we've awarded of the night. Best Movie and Show. Starting with Best Show. The award for Best Show goes to the show that is the closest to flawless of the year. Has terrific music, acting, directing, cinematography, and writing, all coming together cohesively to create a truly magnificent story. Last year, Only Murders in the Building won this award. And side note, Mid-Soka got freaking second place last year, and I want to know who caused that to happen. Just kidding, I already know. Anyway, let's find out who wins this year. The nominees for Best Show of 2024 are The Bear.
What's going on tonight? Have you been here before?
Cobra Kai.
Buried secrets for a reason. If we open, anything is possible.
Invincible.
We go around saving lives while ruining them at the same time.
Only Murders in the Building.
I'm Charles Hay.
What the hell?
Din Savage.
Shrinking.
If you don't truly deal with your past, it's gonna come back for you.
Superman and Lois.
I just didn't think I was gonna get old.
Welcome to being human.
Ted.
Let's start with masturbation.
If you're gonna assign homework, Johnny already did it this morning.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
And X-Men 97.
Believe in each other.
And with 37 out of 50 possible points, the winner of Best TV Show of 2024 is The Bear. Probably not a huge shock since it took on both of the acting categories. The Bear is a terrifically crafted show with such intense drama that you almost forget it's also a comedy at points, until the very next second when you're laughing at John Cena or a joke about Cole's Cash. The show's cinematography is just so freaking gorgeous too. The show is like the meals they craft in the show, absolutely beautiful and appetizing, leaving you hungry for more. With characters you love and care about so deeply, and then sometimes you get an episode about a character you weren't really in love with as much as the others, and then the episode focused on them is so incredibly well made that it turns them into such a rich and deep character that you love so deeply. The show is nearly flawless, and I can't wait to see more of it. And on to the final award of the video, Best Movie. Best Movie goes to the film that captures every single important aspect of a film it needs to in a perfectly crafted masterpiece. We relate to the characters and the world, or we find it interesting and unique, or maybe just fun. Either way, we will remember this movie for many years to come, and maybe for the rest of our lives. Last year, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse won Best Movie, and that was actually the correct pick. Did we pick right this year, though? I don't know. The nominees for Best Movie are Challengers.
Hang out with us later.
Want me to come tuck you in?
No, we can just keep talking.
Dune Part 2.
He said
I got that. Thanks.
I Saw the TV Glow.
something's wrong. This isn't how life is supposed to feel.
Inside Out 2.
You can't just bottle us up!
Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
This ends now.
Twisters.
We got twins! Twins!
Wicked.
Absolutely remarkable.
And The Wild Robot.
Swimming's easy. I can teach him the way my mom taught me. Swim!
And with 25 out of 50 possible points, the winner of the Best Movie of 2024 is Inside Out 2. Inside Out 2 is a beautiful film about anxiety and how to deal with it in a healthy way. It's about managing your emotions in a way that doesn't let any of them have full control over you. And it does this in such a beautiful way that anyone from adults to kids can understand. The emotions and Riley herself are all interesting and evolved from the last movie, and the new ones are great and add a lot to the world and story. It's not as good as the first one, at least to me, but it's not that far off. So it wins Best Movie. And now I'm going to complain about Disney and its higher-ups because it's important and I don't want y'all thinking I support Disney. so click off the video if you're a homophobe or transphobe. Republicans. There have been many recent news articles and video proofs about Disney removing queer characters from their movies and shows. Inside Out 2 being one of them. As a trans girl with about 70 levels of gayness, I can't help but feel angered and scared by this. As a kid, I saw no characters like me growing up, and that's why it took me so long to even figure out what I was, let alone learn to understand how I feel is normal and valid. The Owl House was a huge help in pushing me to realize I'm normal. Media is very important in showing people mirrors that reflect themselves and their own struggles, except now queer people have no reflection in those mirrors. Big corporations won't allow it because they're scared of punishment from our future president and the loud losers who blindly follow pastors and the Bible with no questioning of their teachings. Our lives mean nothing to them, and Disney should be boycotted in any way you can, not just for this, but for the genocide of Palestinians they support. You should not stay silent during the erasure of queer characters, or you will remain silent when we're erased in real life too, which is actively happening and has been for some time now. And with that out of the way, we have reached the end of the Moo Moo Awards 2024. Thank you for watching, and I have some stats at the end here this year if you want to stay for that. Did what you think should win each category? If not, write a 10-page essay in the comments as to why you don't agree. Anyways, see you later.